Welcome to the Richmond Raceway here in Richmond, Virginia for the Toyota Owners 400. This is the second short track that the NASCAR NAHWCS Cup Series will race at and the fifth race of the season. Now let's take a look at some of your drivers to watch for the Toyota Owners 400. William Byron starts on pole for today as he's been on a little bit of a hot streak lately, as he's currently 15 points just outside the playoff bubble and is looking to try to break into that bubble today. A win would possibly help out his campaign en road for a championship. The last time we were at a short track was at Phoenix, and Austin Dillon was able to win this race. He starts third today, and he's already looking to be the early championship favorite as he's made it to the final segment in every single race. Could he possibly pull another win here today? Now, the guy who won last race at the Northville City Race Center is Ross Chastain. He starts a little bit deep in the pack in 26th after having some problems in practice and qualifying. Will he be able to get it back together and pull off a good run today? Daniel Hemrick has struggled in the last few races since winning the Daytona 500. He starts fifth here today and is looking to try to win here today to gain some momentum heading into the halfway point of the season. Now, the big news is that Chase Briscoe is making his first NASCAR NAHWCS Cup Series start, replacing Ryan Newman in the 6th car after Ryan Newman suffered a concussion at the Northville City Race Center. He's hoping for a good result today in that Roush Fenway number 6. Now let's take a look at your GoPro on-track car today for today's race at Richmond. As here it is. It's similar to what Phoenix was with a similar layout, as it's going to be two 90-degree turns followed by a little bit of a short shoot to the finish line. Now let's head trackside for the Command Fire engines.
Race fans, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Here to give the command, please welcome our Grand Marshal, proud owner of a 2016 Toyota Tundra and VIP customer of Mechanicsville Toyota, Jay Riley.
Drivers, start your engines.
The engines have been fired and we are ready to go racing here today from the Richmond Raceway. Your pace car today is the Toyota Supra. It is being driven by iRacing fan number 9, as he was the first one to correctly find the RV. Now, speaking of the RV, Terry's RV is once again going to determine who is the pace car driver for the next race, which will be the All-Star race. So if you can find it and comment down below where it is, then you may be chosen to be the pace car driver. Now let's take a look at some of your race facts for today's race. There are 32 cars in today's field. Cars dropping to the rear, there's only 2 of them. The 2 of Brad Keselowski for failing pre-race inspection, and the 08 of Kyle Larson for unapproved adjustments. And the open driver qualifying times, none of them actually finished a qualifying lap, so transfer position determined by points, which was Ryan Preece and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Now we move to segment number 1. In row 1 is your pole sitter, the 24 car of William Byron and the 42 car of Matt Kenseth. In row 2 is the 17 car of Chris Buescher and the 12 car of Ryan Blaney. Row 3, the 9 car of Chase Elliott and the 4 car of Kevin Harvick, who struggled in qualifying. Then rounding out the field is the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and the 2 car of Brad Keselowski, who failed pre-race inspection. Brad Keselowski is out of this race and is the first car going to be leaving this race. So let's take a look at the replay here. Now, I believe it's going to have to do with him losing some momentum, as you want to be near the front. Yeah, he lost so much momentum heading through turn 1, and that really killed it, and he had no speed to make it through turn 2. So now we have 2 laps to go. And just like that, Kevin Harvick is out of this race, as let's see what happened here on the replay. Now, Harvick had a struggling qualifying lap as he got way loose, managed to make a qualifying lap, but did not do very well, as it looked like he made contact with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and that just lost his momentum and he wrecked out. So we have 1 lap remaining. William Byron is able to hold off the rest of the field and take home this segment win as we take a look at the replay here. And it was a great jump here as he got a great push from Busher, who Busher managed to move to take second from Matt Kenseth and move up into that second position. Good job by him to work his way up through the field. As William Byron's going to finish first, Chris Busher second, Matt Kenseth third, Chase Elliott finishes fourth, Ryan Blaney fifth, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. sixth, Kevin Harvick and Brad Keselowski seventh and eighth, both wrecked out. We now move to segment number 2, row 1. The 88 car of Alex Bowman and the 14 car of Clint Bowyer. Row 2, rookie Cole Custer next to the 1 car of Kurt Busch. In row 3, the 35 car of Daniel Suarez and the 18 car of Kyle Busch, and rounding out the field, the 77 car of Ross Chastain and the 37 car of Ryan Preece. Alex Bowman's able to hold off Cole Custer to win the second stage and join William Byron in the final stage. So just take a look at the replay. Lap 1 got out to a great lead as Stewart Haas teammates battled behind him for second place. As then we move to lap 2, still the same front row and the second row. But this time Cole Custer gives Bowman a great push and moves up to the second position ahead of Clint Bowyer. And now Cole Custer moves to the front row. Cole Custer then seems to get the jump, but Bowman storms back with a good run off 1 and a good run off 2. Cole Custer could not catch Bowman, but Kurt Busch was able to sneak by for third. Heading to the final lap, Cole Custer again has a great jump, but is not enough to beat Alex Bowman as he ends up trying to pass Alex Bowman, but not quite enough room/speed to get around the 88 car. Alex Bowman first, Cole Custer second, Kurt Busch going to finish third, Clint Bowyer falls back to fourth, Daniel Suarez fifth, Kyle Busch sixth, Ryan Preece in seventh, and then Ross Chastain in eighth. We now move to segment number 3. In row 1 is the early championship favorite, the 3 car of Austin Dillon and the 11 car of Denny Hamlin. Row 2, the rookie, the 8 car of Tyler Reddick and the 20 car of Eric Jones. Row 3, last season's champion Jimmy Johnson and the 22 car of Joey Logano. Then rounding out the field, the 21 car of Matt Benedetto and then another rookie, the 95 of Christopher Bell. Austin Dillon holds on to the lead and takes home the segment win. As let's take a look at a replay on this. Lap 1, Denny Hamlin had so many tries to take the lead here, and this was one of them. A huge run at the on the front stretch, but then heading into the corners loses that momentum and falls to second. And heading to lap number 2, this one was probably one of the closest ones. Hamlin stays right with Austin Dillon, almost turns him and crosses him over, but can't quite catch Austin Dillon to the line. And then heading to lap number 3, again Hamlin seems to have the car to be on the front stretch, but then heading into the corners just loses it out immediately. Again, he almost has it, gets a little loose off the corner, and that may have been the difference in that lap. Then heading to the final lap, which Austin Dillon was able to still hold on to the lead, as Hamlin just gets the lead on the restart, but could not hold on, as Tyler Reddick moves into second place after a little bit of a bobble in the corners. Austin Dillon first, Tyler Reddick second, Denny Hamlin third, Eric Jones finishes fourth, Jimmy Johnson fifth, Joey Logano sixth, Matt DiBenedetto seventh, and then Christopher Bell in eighth. We now head to the final segment, segment number 4, and we're in row 1. Eric Almirola is going to lead the field alongside with the Daytona 500 winner Daniel Hemrick. Row 2, 28 car of Joseph West and the 81 car of Eddie Gallagher. In row 3, the 43 car of Bubba Wallace and the 6 car of Chase Briscoe. Then rounding that field, the 19 car of Martin Truex Jr. and the 08 car of Kyle Larson. Tough luck for Chase Briscoe replacing Ryan Newman today as he wrecks out on the final lap. Just not what he wanted to see today. But heading back to the replay, lap 1 of 4, Eric Almirola, he surprisingly had a good fast car today, and he managed to have a tough time fending off Daniel Hemrick as he was able to hold him off lap 1, just barely blocking him down in the backstretch. Then heading to lap 2. You also see the Summit City racing cars in the back. They showed some speed. Hemrick had the jump, but all of a sudden, Almirola storms back, and Hemrick almost about turns him, trying to cross him over to try to take the position. Almirola was able to block that, heading to the third lap. Then Almirola, this time, he has the great jump alongside Eddie Gallagher, as Eddie Gallagher almost takes second. Again, Daniel Hemrick crosses him over and about takes first place from Almirola. Then heading to the final lap. Again, it will be Almirola with the great jump and Eddie Gallagher moving up to second. And it ultimately was not enough for Hemrick to move into the position to the lead. He was able to take second back from Eddie Gallagher. But Almirola, an impressive performance as he finishes first. Daniel Hemrick second. Eddie Gallagher third, Joseph West fourth, Bubba Wallace going to finish fifth, Martin Truex Jr. sixth, Kyle Larson seventh, and then Chase Briscoe in eighth. We'll take a quick break and be right back with the rest of the race. Welcome back. We now move to the Constellation race, where the 14 of Clint Bowyer and the 28 car of Joseph West will lead the field down, where the top 2 cars will move on to the Challenger race to try to make it into the final stage. Daniel Suarez is out of this race after what looked like one of those kind of slow car issues, or I don't know, contact. Maybe let's see the replay. It's been a tough season for Daniel Suarez after making it to the Final Four last year with Stuart Haas Racing, moved to North Star Racing, and yeah, I don't know. He got into the 43, and it looks like caused the 43 to go off the track, but Daniel Suarez is out. It's been tough for the 35 team as we got 1 lap to go. Clint Bowyer and Eric Jones will be the 2 cars moving on to this Challenger race after what a lap that was. Clint Bowyer got a great push by Ryan Blaney. Then he moves high to block Eric Jones, and Ryan Blaney about got to the line ahead of Eric Jones as it was very tight and almost went to a photo finish as Clint Bowyer is going to finish first, Eric Jones second, Ryan Blaney third, Chase Elliott fourth, Joseph West fifth, Kyle Busch sixth, Jimmy Johnson 7th, Joey Logano 8th, Bubba Wallace 9th, and then Daniel Suarez in 10th, who wrecked out. We now move to the Challenger race, where Daniel Hemrick and Chris Buescher will lead the field down in row 1. Then row 2, 2 rookies, Cole Custer and Tyler Reddick. Then in row 3, Denny Hamlin and Matt Kenseth. Then in row 4, the 81 car of Eddie Gallagher and the 1 car Kurt Busch. Then rounding out the field, their 2 Constellation winners, Clint Bowyer and Eric Jones. Cole Custer is able to hold off Daniel Hemric to win the Challenger race and move on to the final stage as we take a look at the replay. Hemric, who would not move on to the final stage after a few mistakes, he was able to hold off both Buescher and Cole Custer on lap 1, but then heading to lap 2, this is kind of where things go wrong for Hemric. Cole Custer gets off to a great lead and is able to storm back and take the lead from Daniel Hemric, putting Hemric in a bad position in the final 2 laps. Now he's still in the top 4 right here, but heading to lap 3, he does not get off to the jump he'd like, and Hamlin is able to hold on his move up to second after a little bit of contact with Cole Custer. Then heading to the final lap, this is where things go wrong. Cole Custer, again, it's side by side with Hamlin. Hamlin just comes shoving down on Hemric, and that allows the outside lane to pass up Hemric. So Cole Custer is going to finish first, Denny Hamlin second, Chris Buescher moves to third, Matt Kenseth in fourth, Daniel Hemric fifth, Tyler Reddick sixth, Eddie Gallagher seventh, Kurt Busch in eighth, Clint Bowyer ninth, and then Eric Jones in 10th. We now move on to the final stage. In row 1, 2 Hendrick cars, the 24 car of William Byron and the 88 car of Alex Bowman. Row 2 is the 3 car of Austin Dillon, then the 10 car of Eric Almirola. Row 3, the 41 car of Cole Custer and the 11 car of Denny Hamlin. Then rounding out the field is the 17 car of Chris Buescher and the 42 car of Matt Kenseth, who will win here today at Richmond. Austin Dillon wins here at Richmond and gets his second win on the season. As we take a look at the replay here, lap 1, it was already certain that William Byron was not going to win, as Alex Bowman easily passes William Byron on lap number 1. Then heading to lap number 2, it would be the battle between Alex Bowman and Austin Dillon for the rest of this race. Alex Bowman would hold on to the lead by a handful over Austin Dillon, but Austin Dillon was able to get by William Byron for second. Then heading to lap 3, the turning point of the race, when Austin Dillon was able to pass Alex Bowman, as Bowman has the lead, but he doesn't block high, and that allows Austin Dillon to sneak on by to take the lead heading into the final lap. Then it would be too little, too late for Alex Bowman, as Austin Dillon would be able to charge back and hold on to the lead and would win the race here today at Richmond. So Austin Dillon finishes first, Alex Bowman second, Cole Custer, a good run, moves up to third, William Byron fourth, Eric Almirola fifth, Chris Buescher, a good 6th place performance, Matt Kenseth finishes 7th, then Denny Hamlin finishes 8th. Now we head down to the victory celebration, where Austin Dillon celebrates his victory as he wins the Toyota Owners 400 and gets his second one on the season. He already won a track like this, as at Phoenix, so he should be a favorite when we go to the short track. So now let's take a look at your finishing results. It will be Dillon, Bowman, Cole Custer, William Byron, Almirola, Chris Buescher, Matt Kenseth, Denny Hamlin are your top 8. Then Daniel Hemric and Tyler Reddick round out your top 10. Some other guys just outside the top 10 include Joseph West, Eddie Gallagher with some good performances, along with Jimmy Johnson and Kyle Busch. who finished just inside the top 20. Now let's head down to your 21st through 32nd. Bubba Wallace, just a poor finishes 21st. Martin Truex Jr. 23rd. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. a good performance for 24th. Not a good run for Ross Chastain, who finishes 28th. Not what that playoff team wanted to see. Now let's take a look at some of your playoff standings right now. Austin Dillon, Ross Chastain, and Daniel Hemrick are all locked into the playoffs with wins. Bowman is 4th with 41 points up. Cole Custer 30 points up. Bubba Wallace 25 points up. Almirola 22 points up. Logano 19 up. Bowyer, Hamlin are both 7 up. Byron, who moved into the playoff cut line, is 5 up. Harvick's 4 up. And then Johnson is the first car below the cutoff line, 4 down. Then Reddick 12 down. Keselowski 13 down. Buescher 14 down. Kurt Busch 19 down. Blaney, Kenseth 21 down. And then Matt DiBenedetto 23 down. It's still 10. We still have 5 races left in the season, so anything can happen to see if you can make it into the playoffs. So thank you all for watching. The next race will be the All-Star race from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we'll do a video on that shortly. So I'm Aiden North, and I'll see you for the next one.